Alrighty guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be going over the trades I took for today. So I took one loss, one break even. Overall, I'm not mad about these trades, just price action wasn't the greatest. As you can see here, price action is just chopping. Overall, not something you want to see. So August price action hasn't been the greatest, but overall, I shouldn't have executed this trade. I thought it was cleaner, but honestly can't blame the trade. This was honestly pretty clean. But without further ado, let's just hop right into this. So let me just clean out the chart for y'all. So at 7:30 here, we had data lows from CPI. So now overall, I wanted to see price from market open kind of come to these lows. This be the drawn liquidity for today. And after we dumped to these lows, let me go on replay here. After we dumped to these lows, I was looking for some sort of way to actually enter this. So we had this first presented gap here. This was kind of a key gap. I didn't take a trade off of this just yet because I didn't know how early, or I didn't want to jump in and get manipulated out of actually to the drawn liquidity. So overall, didn't take this first presented gap, even though I had a clean reaction to this internal low here. But I waited for one more move, and I drew out actually OTE of this range here because I wanted to see some sort of tap into this first presented, manipulate this internal high, and then that's when we actually see rejection towards these data lows. So overall, kind of stayed patient here. This was around 14 minutes into market open, and so I wanted to see some sort of manipulation at this internal high. Let me clean this up. And so once we take out this internal high, I want to see rejection. This is exactly what you want to see in order to actually look for an inversion play. So we have this 1 minute IFG here off of this candle. Now this is the exact displacement I want to see, especially after having this manipulation leg. It's also holding OTE of the range. So this looks very clean to me, and I actually don't jump into shorts until this inversion right here. So I think this next candle, or this next candle here. So I actually jump into shorts here, and I put my stop at this 1 minute high here. So we have this 1 minute gap here. The high of this for value gap, I put my stop there because if we want to inverse this, I no longer want to be actually in the trade. So obviously my TP was here, stop at the top of this fair value gap, and price. Honestly, I was waiting to go break even after we swept this internal low. We did not get that. So I was waiting for price to take this internal low, and I should have went break even here. Although I was like, okay, this drawn liquidity is fairly strong. I want to see data lows get hit, and I don't want to get manipulated out, break even, and then hit my TP. So honestly, right here, I should have moved my stop to break even. I shouldn't have had any risk on the table. I should have just got stopped out for break even and then looked for another trade potentially. But I kept my stop at this high. I wanted to see data lows get hit, and then we just kind of chopped around in this range, and then it stopped me out right like here. Stopped me out here, and then now we got like this Trump candle. I don't know what that was. And so overall, I was like, dang it, I should have went break even. I was kind of frustrated. But overall, I was not mad about how this looked going to data lows. Although we didn't deliver, I'm not mad about the setup, even though price action made the setup probably now a B minus. So overall, should have been break even. Did lose about 48 points here. So yeah, and let's just jump into the second trade. So I waited for price action to do its thing here. And now I was looking at OTE of this range here. Actually, OTE of this range here. So I want to see some sort of rejection coming out of here now. And what I saw, I zoomed into the 30-second time frame here, and I saw that we actually had manipulation here. And now we're starting to see displacement here. And now what I want to see is I go on the 1 minute time frame and I look for a change in the state. So once we get this change in the state here, I look to target shorts. We actually had this 1 minute gap I was waiting to inverse. So I was waiting for this inversion. Once we got it, I was going to be all clear for the shorts. So once we got here, I put my stop at this candle here, targeting obviously this data low. And then I wanted to see some sort of move lower. Once we broke this internal high, I was going to go break even. So once we got this here, I'm completely break even. It didn't stop me out here yet, but then this next candle stopped me out, and then price just still chopped inside of this range. At this point, it was 10:30, about 10:30 here. I hopped up the charts. I was tired of watching this because look at this range we sat in for about an hour, or almost 2 hours now. So I did not want to watch this anymore. So these were the 2 trades I took, 1 loss, 1 break even. Overall, if we look back at yesterday's trade, my win highly overtakes this little loss. But to look back at this loss is an amazing loss. This is the exact setup I would take every single time. And this price action didn't play out today. So a little bit unfortunate, but nothing you can do about it. But this is the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all later.